Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a close look at a really quite troubling case study from your sources. We've got some, well, pretty detailed excerpts about an alleged investment scam, and our mission is really to unpack how these schemes operate, especially when they lean so heavily on, personal connections.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here, I think, is how this specific story, the one about Ghazala Din, it really illuminates the critical mechanisms behind these deceptions. We're talking about manipulating trust and also those telltale signs that often you only really spot afterwards.
Right. So let's dig in. Our sources describe this Ghazala Din as, well, they call her a criminal from Birmingham in the UK, and she, apparently with help from associates, is alleged to have scammed a lot of people. The method: bogus property investments.
And the way she apparently initiated contact is key here. Your materials mention constant texts, phone calls, really pushing, tempting people into these supposed opportunities.
And this is where it gets quite insidious, isn't it? The role of her friends.
Absolutely crucial. The sources suggest these friends actually got a finder's fee for bringing people in.
Wow. So they had a direct incentive.
Right. And they would actively vouch for her too, presenting her as, and this is a quote, a truthful and honest Muslim woman.
That adds such a layer of trust, using community and faith like that.
It really does. It leverages that social proof you mentioned. And apparently this vouching often happened over the phone, especially later on when Ghazala Din perhaps couldn't meet people face to face anymore.
Okay, so let's say someone's convinced. They're in. What happens next? The sources lay out a pretty clear pattern.
Yes, they do. She'd take the money, tell them the investments were underway, and then for maybe a few months, she'd actually pay out returns.
Ah, the hook. Make it look legitimate at first.
Precisely. But then, boom, the payments just stop cold.
And here comes what seems like the biggest red flag looking back. Your sources state very clearly, no paperwork involved and nothing to sign.
Yeah, that's huge. No contracts, no statements, nothing tangible.
Which leads to the pretty unavoidable conclusion that, well, there probably weren't any actual investments happening at all.
Exactly. The sources strongly suggest it smells very much like a Ponzi or pyramid scheme. The lack of a paper trail is classic.
So the money stops coming, people start asking questions, presumably wanting their initial investment back.
And that's when the excuses start rolling in. The sources call them ridiculous excuses.
Oh, okay, like what?
Oh, the whole gamut. Claims of being sick, hospital visits, her bank accounts being blocked. Even things like her son having a court case or her mother being ill. Just one thing after another.
So just constantly deflecting, delaying.
Yes, excuse after excuse, as the source puts it. Apparently, she even checked herself in hospital to avoid returning the stolen money.
Wow. Just completely avoiding responsibility. Ignoring calls and texts, too, I gather.
Seems so. Standard evasion tactics when the scheme collapses. Just wear people down, hope they give up.
And the aftermath. Where did this all end up?
Well, the sources report she ran away somewhere in December 2021 and has been hiding ever since.
So she just vanished. And the scale of this.
It sounds significant. She has scammed a massive amount of people, apparently over many years now. This wasn't a short-term thing.
And what about the friends? The ones who vouched for her?
That's quite telling, too. Reportedly, their line to victims afterwards was something like, oh, it was working well before you joined.
Oh, shifting the blame.
Exactly. And then basically ignoring the victims, too. The loyalty evaporated pretty quickly once the money dried up.
Okay, so let's try and pull this together. What really jumps out here is how something that starts with personal connections, maybe a bit of social pressure, and those small initial returns can just spiral into such, well, widespread damage. And the lack of paperwork, the nonstop